I wanted to go work for Michael Jackson. And I found out who his road manager was. And I got his telephone number, and I called him on the telephone, and I said, I could be your assistant. I'd never been anybody's assistant, but I knew I could. And he said, well, how did you get my number? I said, that's not important. Give me 5 minutes, you're gonna hire me. And he said, well, send me a resume. I didn't even own a resume. I didn't have a resume, I'd never written a resume. So I went online, figured it out, wrote a resume, and I had it FedExed to his house so he could get it the next day. And I called him the next day and I said, did you get my resume? He said, how'd you get my number? Not important, give me 5 minutes. Skip over this story. He gave me 5 minutes, and I literally walked into the man's house, and in 5 minutes I said, I sleep with the headset. While you go to bed, I'll do the work. And when you wake up, it'll be done. I didn't get that job, but I got the very next one because I told the next person the same thing too. And that's how I got in the entertainment industry. And also, really quickly, it was 2 kids, 3 of you. I think you said you wanted to be in entertainment. And there was a young lady back there and a young man back there. So, you know, she walked in here, and I don't know you, but you look like that's what you want to do. And it's about that it factor. And we'll talk about the it factor. If you want to talk to me about it, I'm going to pass the mic on. And you have to stand up, to speak out, and you got to let people know you're a star. You don't have to be loud about it, but be confident about it.
Really interesting question, because for me, I started in the entertainment business over 25 years ago. And as a celebrity fashion designer, but things have drastically changed, as you may know or not know, but you know. The industry has changed. And how it's changed is the artists that we developed in the past, I guess over the last 2 decades, have been truly developed artists through record companies and managers and understanding what it takes to be an artist. And then here comes the internet. And it kind of took the industry to the left, I think, because it wasn't a bad thing. It was a progressional thing. But the thing is that the artists that have been developed and the record companies that backed them, all of that kind of went away. Black music departments went away. Money went away. Opportunities went away. They started focusing on who was the biggest and the hottest artists in the industry and picked maybe 3, 4, 5 out of hundreds. And we were left with just a few. And the rest was the ones that were being influencers that were coming through the internet. So it kind of changed the dynamics of my business because of the level of work I was doing. It was very costly. So I make $30,000 off of 8 looks for an album cover. Today you're lucky if you get $1,000 on 8 looks, I'm just saying. You know, because people that came in the game were not as seasoned and experienced as we had been, and they were undercutting our rates. So if you found a stylist online on Instagram, they'll come and do it for free, just to get in the door. And one thing about that, those particular people knew what to do to get in and then move up that ladder. We had a different type of etiquette. You had to stay in your lane. So meaning, as a designer coming in to work for a large artist, I wasn't going to give the producer, the TV show, and the manager, and the next artist that I saw in the next room my card to try to solicit them. I had to be respectful and just kind of stay where I was in my lane to do business appropriately. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there now. So things have changed, and what I did was I decided to go into developing products. So kind of shifting the gear to what is happening now, and I created a shaper line for the 5 most common body types. But that was something that I moved into due to the situation that was happening in the business, and knowing that something had to give because my business was changing. And this is another thing, you have to be able to know how to change on a dime. You know, if you see something that's coming and doesn't look consistent like it was before, figure out what is the next move, what is the next new wave. And the new next wave was the internet. So now I'm moving forward to get more into that particular sector of things where we can be effective in different ways.